Hello everyone, it is Thursday, November 17th, 2022. Of course, yesterday was New Comic Book Day, which means right now it's time for the new comic book video. I'm going to show books that I've picked up the last couple of weeks because I didn't do a video last week, got kind of busy with some things. But before we get started, I want to thank everybody who came out to the Vegas Valley Comic Book Festival at the Rainbow Public Library, which was really, really nice. I had a lot of, viewers came out, a lot of people who bought from me in the past, and I hope if you came out, you stopped by, you said hello, or you were able to find some items on your checklist or your want list, because again, really, really good show, real strong in the local community. It's just a good time. Like I said, Las Vegas, for the size of the city, has a really, really strong comic book community, not only with collectors, but also with shops. You go to some other cities, and they just don't have the level of product or the quality that we have here in Las Vegas. So if you live in Las Vegas, you know what I'm talking about. We are very, very lucky to have that. And with that said, coming up Sunday, December 4th, we have the Old School Comic Con right here. There's that. There's the address for you right there. And did I do it back or upside down? Let's do it upside down. Let's get that address correctly right there. This is a show that is being put together, and they're trying to do it every quarterly, do it every quarter. And I think that that has the opportunity to be a really, really good show. Not only a good show for this one, but long-standing, something that people can look forward to every quarter and say, you know what, I'm going to that show. It's really good. That show, unlike the Vegas Valley Comic Book Festival, this is all comic books, all comic book dealers. A lot of people in the community, has a great turnout. It's free to get in unless you want to do an early, entry. But if you do an early entry, all that money goes to, what was it? It's, I can't even think of it right now. Critical Care Comics. I should know that because they do so much in the community. So if not, you come after 11:30 and it's free to get in. You're going to find great quality, a lot of good times. You don't have to buy anything. Just come out and mingle with the community. It's a great time. I am looking forward to it. I sell out at, the first two they've had, I've sold and done really good job, just kind of meeting people and things like that. So there's that. I kind of rumble over my words, but you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So with that said, let's look at some books. Star Wars #1, Hidden Empire. Book I'm looking forward to reading because, we do love the horror genre here on this channel. Blade, Vampire Nation #1. A lot of covers on this one. This is the only one I like, but this is a really, really nice cover. From a week ago, I believe, this is Spider-Man #2. This is the local comic book day, local comic book shop day. That's kind of cool. New York in the background and got the basketball hoop. Facsimile edition, which we've talked about. When they first came out, I wasn't real wild about them, but the more I have seen, the more I've picked up. I kind of like the idea of being able to get a real expensive book just as in facsimile edition, just to enjoy the reading. Of course, the next one is The Tomb of Dracula #1. Right there. Really, really nice. And again, $3.99. Like I said, when they first came out, I wasn't real wild about them. They're starting to grow on me, so I did that. Really, really cool cover here. Spider-Man, The Lost Hunt #1. Of course, Kraven the Hunter in the background there. And then they had a homage cover for The Amazing Spider-Man #13. We all know this one. This is one of my favorite covers of all time, the original. Nice homage cover right there, so I had to pick that up. Batman, Dark Crisis, Worlds Without Justice League #1. I believe this is the first appearance of an individual named Wax, I think it is. Don't quote me on that specifically, but I believe it is. 30th anniversary, Death of Superman, right here, special edition. And if you're an old timer like me, you remember the hype that came with this book, the day it came out at the comic book shops, tons of lines. And of course, they're not going to kill them, but it did not stop people from buying multiple copies. That's why if you buy collections, you'll notice there's always copies of that book because everybody and their mother has that. Next one up, Cradle of Filth. This is number, is it on here? What number is the Cradle of Filth? Number 5. Sorry about that. Let me get this back in its box. I do like the covers on this Cradle Fifth. Not wild about the story, but it falls under the cover purchases that I like. There's a cool, wicked looking witch, or, you know, demoness, as you might want to call it, right there. One of the books that sold really well yesterday, a brand new from Nightfall, or Vault Comics, excuse me. Nightfall Vault Comics. This is Door to Door, Night by Night, #1. This is cover A. Cover B. And just a different cover I saw that I thought was kind of cool, so I grabbed that one as well. Again, we've talked about the different, you know, covers that are coming out for books, and I am not a wild fan of all the covers, but some of the smaller print run independent stuff, I'll pick up a couple of extra covers just because it's a small independent and you just never know. Next up, I picked up Dark Ride #2. This was, I believe, last week. I enjoyed the first one, looking forward to that one. This is also Dark Ride #2, kind of cool with the girl eating a lollipop right there. This is an Image book. And then Dark Ride #1, second printing. I just kind of like that little guy right there. Kind of makes me laugh, so I picked up that second print. From Boom Studios, we have, do I have one? Just, oops, see what we got here. Give me 1 second. Specs. This is a takeoff of John Carpenter's They Live. And again, if you're old and you've seen that movie, or you like that type of movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's kind of the movie poster right there, what was on the cover of the old VHS box. That right there. So a They Live ripoff called Specs. Kilchella #1. I just liked it because I like the girl with the axe and the, you know, the little flowers and stuff right there. Is it flowers? Yeah, little roses. Thought that was pretty cool. I Hate Fairyland #1. Like that cover right there. Cover here. I did like the original I Hate Fairyland. Like the girl on the cover. This kind of reminds me of the first issue of the original series right there. There's another one. This is Fuck Fairyland. You know they have the I Hate and the Fuck Fairyland. There's that. A really cool Jenny Friesen cover for Something's Killing the Children. I believe this is number 26. Yes, it is. Jenny Friesen, Something's Killing the Children. And my cover of the week, actually, is also Something's Killing the Children. That is just a great looking cover. This was just, I believe it was a B cover or a C cover, or what do they call it? It's like the big variant on it. This was better. This was the best cover of all of them that came out, and this was just cover price. They had a one per store exclusive that I didn't think was, you know, real wild at all. Great cover on that right there. And then it's taken a long time for this storyline to come out, or for the second issue to come out. We talked about this a lot on the channel when the first one came out. This is She Bites #2. Read the story, knocked it out of the park. Great, great story. About a little girl who's a vampire, and she has to have a babysitter because she can't go out at night because people keep asking her for, you know, stuff. But like, here's, you know, there's her babysitter in the background, and someone was giving her a hard time. So she just, you know, killed it for the babysitter. And like she says, you're welcome. Good story. And again, this is Scout Comics. Sold really well. And it's one of those books that you can just see them doing something with, because the concept is kind of interesting. It's kind of a cool concept. But even if they don't, the story itself, the first 2 issues were really, really good. It's good character development. You really, you know, can't, it's one of those books that I, you know, actually can't wait for the next issue to come out, because I really am enjoying it. Let's just hope that Scout gets them out faster, because again, we've talked about this on the channel a lot of times, which is, it can be a great story, but if you take forever and a day for the between issues, people lose interest on that. So I don't want them to make the mistake of that, because this is a really, really, really good story. If you're not reading it, check it out. She Bites. Really funny. Good dark comedy. And then Black Mask came out with a book called Rogue State. Here's this here. There's one cover. 2 covers. And I didn't realize this was an expensive cover, but it's kind of a cool cover right there. Now, the problem I have with this book is it's not really a magazine size. It's a little big for a magazine. And so it's hard to get the books inside the plastic sheet. You can see when I was putting it in, it ripped a little bit, the cover or the plastic. But I wish companies would just stick with a regular size book. Good book. These are hard to store. But again, the thing that was the big issue for me was if you're going to do a magazine style book, make it the magazine size so you can actually get a bag and board for it without having to go into like a big treasury edition or something like that. It's a waste of money. And it kind of takes away, and kind of, actually, I've heard some people at the shops like, I'm not going to buy that because it's too hard to store. So these companies are hurting themselves with these weird shaped books. So there was that. It's pretty much all I picked up the last couple of weeks. Again, not buying tons and tons of books, just kind of be real specific, concentrating more on the independent stuff, which we like, or the horror genre. And so we're going to go with that. So getting back to the Old School Comic Con, which is coming up again, December 4th. People liked it on the last video or the video before the Vegas Valley show that I showed some books that were coming out. So I'm going to do that again. I got some new vintage that I've been working on. So let's take a look at it, shall we? These are just no particular order, just books that I've, pulled out and going to put out at the show. Millie the Model, number 135, 1965. First appearance of the Gears. It's like a Beatles ripoff. Sandman, number 4, super high grade, 9.0. Lois Lane, or Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, 53. Lois Lane showing a little jealousy with Superman giving those super kisses. 4, number 141, 1967, right there. Cool cover. Obviously, as you can tell, a Kirby cover on that. Daredevil number 14, mid-grade, 6.5, but great color on that yellow. The yellow is really popping on that. These sell really well. I did really well with, a lot of the vintage books because I price them fair, and I'm a tough grader, so a 6.5 like this is probably much higher. And I think a lot of people in the community here are starting to realize that, because once everything opens up, I have a large amount of people at my table, which we love, don't get me wrong, but, you're going to get good deals on this. Next up, a Whitman version of Happy Days number 1, 1979. Fawn's telling you, hey, it's cool to go to the Vegas, to the Old School Comic Con. Commanding number 17. This is a high grade, of course, another Kirby cover and art. Shadow number 1. Again, all these are going to be available. And once I showed the other books last time, I was getting tons of messages. Shadow number 2. Vault of Evil, number 16. This is a great cover. The only problem with it is the cover is attached at the lower staple, but still hard to find. Really cool cover. The girl getting pulled into the grave. So that's available. It's a cheap book. It's like $10. But again, really, really cool book. 100-page spectacular Batman. This is the DC Spectacular DC number 14, they call it. This is the super spectacular 100-pager right here, 1973. If you want to take a look at that. Really, the spine is pretty boxy right there, which is you want. Very hard to find because a lot of them get pressed, compressed on that. Really cool book right here, Incredible Hulk 134. And again, these are going to go real quick because they always do. 184. $143. Iron Man 38. Just look at the covers on that. Look at those colors. Colors popping. Submariner number 32. Lois Lane giving her love to somebody else. She's a volunteer nurse, and Superman ain't having it right there. This is Lois Lane, number 43. Daredevil, 177. Not really a Bronze Age book, just kind of early 80s. I think this is 81. 81, but still a nice book for that price. 1966. Superman number 186. Really nice right there. And again, I have all the notes on the back of the book if you want to know what they were graded at. If there's a legitimate issue with the book, I'll put it on the back of the notes. Everything is graded to the standards of my standards, which if those of you who have purchased from me before know, my standards are better than most people's standards. So there is that. And that's why I sell so many things, because people understand that. Green Lantern number 75. Really nice cover. Hard cover to get, with all the black right there, but really, really nice book. House of Mystery, number 150, 1965. And again, great color on that. Batman, Brave and the Bold, number 92 with the Bat Squad. Right there. Classic, classic looking cover right there. I'll always love that cover. Action Comics 413. Getting poked with a little voodoo doll action right there. But again, really, really nice color on that. Venture Comics, 359, 1967, year I was born. So this baby's 55 years old. Still looking nice. Invaders 41, this is the last of the Invaders. This is the last issue of the Invaders independent run. There's that right there. Daredevil 36, 1968. Great cover right there. And again, it's like 25 bucks. I graded it a 7. Where are you going to find it like that? Most shops you're going to pay a lot extra for that there. Here's another one, Daredevil 25. First appearance of Mike Murdock, first appearance of Leapfrog. This is a 4.5, but again, a couple first appearances, 25 bucks. Presents super, super nice. Can't beat that. Jaguar, number 7. Bright yellow, or excuse me, bright red. Nice green popping colors right there. Lower, kind of a mid-grade 5.0, but still really, really nice. Daredevil 41. This is I believe, the death of Mike Murdock. Looking real good right there. Daredevil 51. Barry Smith cover and art on this baby. It's a 7.0. Again, for the price, you can really find these good. You can, Daredevil's still one of those storylines that we've talked about that are still really, really, affordable. So when you can find them, grab them. Captain Marvel number 50. Nice high 8.5. Superboy number 152. Classic Neil Adams cover right there. The Superboy the monster right there. Here's a Superman 216. This is a upper mid 6.5. Flash number 161, 6.5. Really nice though. And again, the prices, can't beat them. Here is ARG number 1, 8.5. I got another one higher version that I kept in a private collection, but this one's going to be available. Jaguar number 12. Again, bright yellows on that. Bright yellow, bright reds, really nice. Iron Man 65, 7.0. Black Panther 7.5. Marvel value stamp is in this. And the Marvel value stamp is Captain Marvel. Here's a really cool book right here. 6.5 Gil Kane cover, Daredevil number 91. Always like that cover. Again, another one, because you have the black covers, but it looks really, really nice. Chamber of Darkness number 4. This is, the cover is detached at the lower staple, but this is the very first kind of a tester for a Conan storyline right here. This came out before Conan number 1, so really, really sought after book. Even with the detached cover on one staple, it still presents really, really nice. But again, detached, even at one staple, lowers the grade. You got to be fair about that. But again, it's a cheaper way to buy, a really kind of a, mid-key book. Captain Marvel number 52. Submariner number 13, 1969, mid-grade, 6.5. Again, another one of those black covers that are real hard to keep. And then a couple books that I'm still working on that I haven't quite finished yet. We're going to have a Submariner number 9, first appearance of the Serpent Crown. Then I have, here's a Thor 154, looking real nice. This is Avengers 39. We're going to get these taken care of. We're going to get these ready for the show. Avengers 33. This is like a 6.0. Really nice. Submariner number 59. This is an 8.0. This is the first battle between Submariner and Thor. Sought after book. And again, I graded this an 8.0, which means it's probably closer to a 9. And it's going to be priced. First come, first serve. Be that guy who comes out there. And I got a few more I'll show you that I'm still working on. And we'll just go from there. Strange Tales 149. Famous Kirby cover. These will not last. I'm telling you that right now. In fact, there's probably people seeing this that by the time the video uploads are already sending me messages trying to get them. Iron Man number 7. Right there. Hulk number 3. King size special 7.0. Kirby art. Really nice book right there. Captain America 105, 7.0. Kirby cover. Thor number 179, 8.59. This is the very last Kirby issue on this run. And Avengers 29, 7.0. High grade, ready to go. I know you guys are going to be excited about it, just like I am, to see books go to people that actually collect and aren't just out there trying to flip. I sold a lot of nice books to one of my longtime customers. Jeremy came out, bought the beautiful Green Lantern 85 9.6 that I showed on this channel. He went to the show and he was like, where's that book at? That's the one book I'm looking for. And so, because he's a huge Neal Adams fan and he buys, really nice key issue books, and he was all over. He's like, I want that book. That's what I'm here for. So we bought it, and he spent other money on a couple of other Golden Age books. He buys for just books and he puts them away because he's been buying from me for many, many years. And I appreciate it, Jeremy. Thank you very much for that. So that's pretty much all we have. Again, one more time, Sunday, December 4th, Old School Comic-Con. Come on out. Come say hello. Don't have to necessarily buy anything. I'd appreciate it if you did buy something. But if you didn't, just come out and say hi, throw a high five, fist bump, whatever. But understand the books that I showed, these are going to be brand new books out there. And the people are going to, grab them because the new stuff I bring out goes very, very quickly. If you've been to shows and seen my tables, you'll understand why. So there was that. So if you're a viewer, if you're a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. If you know somebody who might enjoy the channel, let them know about it. Have them hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell so you know when my new books come out. So again, that's pretty much all we have. I hope you liked the video, but as always, nothing I can do for you if you don't. So with that said, I kind of blew the end there, but I hope to see you on the 4th, and we will have another video before that. Be safe.